Hello everybody. I hope you are doing well. In today's video, we'll be discussing jobs, work experiences, and this is a big series that I want to do. Mainly, it's going to be 3 to 4 parts, possibly 5, depending on if I can remember things properly. But overall, is this going to be talking about jobs from where I work, which regarding Six Flags, Domino's, to my current job before moving on from them to better and greater things. But overall, it's just to tell funny stories, weird experiences, and overall how I felt about them personally. In my overall experience with them, it was both good, bad, ugly. It got gross at times, but no. It was just my first ever job. Getting out of sophomore or during sophomore year, applied to the job because my dad recommended it to me. He was like, "Hey," "Yeah." He's like, "Summer's coming up. You need to work," and I'm like, all right, what do you want me to do? It's like, okay, his friend was like, hey, there's a job opening for a lifeguard. And I'm like, where? It's like Six Flags. I was like, oh, cool. I never worked as a lifeguard. I never worked at Six Flags. He never said any of that. He just said you're working as a lifeguard, mind you. And so with my heart in my ass, I'm like, this sounds like a great opportunity. I cannot wait to officially start working. I cannot wait to make some money. But no, I can't wait to actually have job experience, because even beforehand I was looking for a job because one, I wanted money of my own, and two, I was fairly young. I was very young and I wanted to get experience beforehand. But no, getting into it, the park broke down into 5 major jobs. You had food and retail, you had security, you had, what was it, ride operators, and most importantly you had, what was it? Yeah, lifeguards. Goodness, it's been a minute. Yeah, you have lifeguards, and the job, to chop it down, you had to work 2 months beforehand. So you had to get your training, you had to get qualified, you had your CPR, all the registrations behind it, becoming an actual lifeguard. The process took 2 months beforehand. So from, let's say, April 2nd, you would start that Memorial Day weekend, which is pretty great, pretty fun, all things considered. Mainly, it broke down to learning CPR, learning how to jump in the pool, learning how to save somebody, going underwater, picking people up, and just going through the basics of, what it takes to be a lifeguard. What happened was, I clearly lied about my position and how good I was at swimming. So what happened was, got to the location, my dad dropped me off. He was at the top of the bleachers, looking down, saying, hey, get a feel for, how you swim. I told him, yeah, I'm going to go swim for a little bit, jump in the pool, start swimming, go down, go back, 50 meters, swim twice, that's 100 meters, right? Go down the second time, gas myself because I am the worst cardio to ever exist when I was younger. And then swim out of the pool, get out, look at it, it's yeah, I need to work in that cardio. And then get out, go to the lady that was mainly running it, say to her, hey, it's I swim. It's how many laps do you swim? And I'm like, what's recommended? It's you need to swim 4 laps for this. And I'm like, yeah. It's so you swam 4 laps? And I'm like, yeah, I swam 4 laps. Clearly a lie. But I managed to secure a spot as a wave guard. That was one of the positions. You had a wave guard, you had regular just swimmers, and then you had people who couldn't swim, but they can manage the kiddie pool. Who's going to drown in the kiddie pool, So after that, we got into basics. We had to learn how to jump in the pool, save people. You go tweet point with these long red tubes that say guard on them. You should know what they are, if not, here. But then after that, we learn how to do CPR and get them out the pool if they are drowning. And other than that, that's really it. That's how I went. So from there, we had to do additional training if you were a wave guard, because you had to learn how to save people underwater, had to pick them up from it, which was a hellish experience, because mind you, I'm 120 pounds back then, and about 6'2", 6'3". I was skinny. I was so skinny. I looked at my arms and I'm like, man, I could easily snap them in half if I didn't know any better. But I was strong enough to where I was like, okay, I could struggle a bit, but I could still get you out the pool. And that's what I did. So we had to save this big dude. He was one of their head guard supervisors. But yeah, save him. Had to save the other person. Their back was faced towards us. Swim, say, hey, I'm a lifeguard. Pick him up, put him over the tube, lay him out, drag him back. That's mainly it. When it came to getting people out the pool, process was kind of simple but kind of hard. You go in, jump, say, hey, I'm a lifeguard. If they're not responding, you still got to pick them up, put their backs on the tube, get the stretcher, and there's like a water stretcher that you put underneath the person. And so you put them under, had to get another person on the other side to like help you reach underneath it as you're dunking it in, to then pick it up, put it underneath the person, drag them out, pull them out of the pool, or if you're on like a shoreline, which we'll get to that in another video, you have to walk them out. And so you walk them out, you put them on, and then you unbuckle their straps that are on them. You do your reps, which is like 1 through 20, and then 1 through 10 in that set. And then from there you do 2 breaths, and then you, if they're not recovering, if they're not breathing, you then put on the what's it called? The defibrillator. My God, defibrillator. But it's an electronic one, so you put a patch on their left, on their heart, put another patch close to their left or right chest. I'll show up on the screen. But yeah, hit the button. It's like, hey, back away. We're activating like the electrical pulses to go through them. Activates. All right, keep doing your reps. Stand back again. Keep doing your reps until they either come back to life, first aid, or actual like medical personnel shows up to then take them away, do their own process, and announce if they're like either dead or alive. Which, my experience, none of that happened. I don't believe there was a single person that actually passed away, thankfully. But yeah, other than that, that's what happened. And from there, we move on to actual waveguard training, and it was okay. Personally, I had a lot of fun trying to learn how to like get people out the water, different techniques I could use, because mind you, I'm still like skinny. I'm fairly skinny. I did not gain a lot of weight as like shoot, when I was 14, 15, 16, I think. Yeah, 15, 16. And so trying to pick up people, trying to get them out the water was a struggle, but for the most part got through it, got certified. We had to do a test later on to actually say, hey, you're certified in saving people, you're certified as a lifeguard, you're certified as CPR, all that, which was great. I really wanted those skills because I was in Boy Scouts, but that's another story for another time. But yeah, back to like on the stretcher. So we had to do an actual rescue routine as someone was on the stretcher, and I had to be the volunteer. Let's just say when you have water and when you have really tight shorts, they contract around a certain area. So yeah, not to mention the fact we had a 1 hour lunch break. I had to go to either the McDonald's because I was like super into fast food back then. I still am, kind of trying to cut back on that. But then realizing it's like an hour walk, I walked all the way to a Subway, which is near a college campus, which was phenomenal. I don't know why I walked all that distance, but other than that, I had to get certified. I already got certified. Already did all the training. Other than that, we were clear for the day. And then our actual big day was just actual work. It was just to go to Six Flags to actually begin working. Yeah, that's mainly it. If you like this video, enjoy, subscribe. If not, you don't have to. Just be safe out there. I'm just trying to make funny commentary and funny stories for people who are weird like me. Have a great one. Love you all. God bless.